There comes a moment in every life when the world grows heavy, when dreams feel distant and the quiet voice inside us begins to tremble. But even in that trembling, there is a truth that refuses to fade. It whispers that you were born with a purpose, carved into the very marrow of your being. And no matter how many storms have shaken your steps, your dreams are still standing, waiting, watching, calling you home. So before you dim your light, before you surrender to doubt, pause and remember this. Within you lives a strength older than fear, wiser than failure, and braver than the world believes. Tonight, we rise to honor that strength. Tonight, we remember why we must never give up on our dreams. Dreams are the echo of your soul, and if you listen closely, you will hear that they have been calling your name since the day you first opened your eyes to this world. They are not accidents, not passing wishes, not fragile fantasies born from boredom or envy. They are the truest reflection of who you are meant to become. Your dreams rise from the deepest place within you, from the quiet chambers of your spirit where truth cannot be silenced. And when the world grows loud, when doubt tries to drown your courage, your dreams continue to whisper, steady, patient, unwavering. They remind you that you were created with intention, and that intention lives inside every vision you carry. There will be days when the world will tell you that your dreams are too big, too bold, too impossible. People may look at you with eyes full of limitation because they can only measure life by what they have seen, not by what you are capable of creating. But you must understand this. Your dreams were never given to them. They were placed in your heart, entrusted to your spirit, shaped for your hands alone. And because they belong to you, only you can measure their worth. Do not let the world shrink your destiny. Do not let small minds talk you out of a grand purpose. Hold your dreams the way a mother holds her child, with tenderness, with patience, with fierce protection. As you walk this path, remember that the journey toward your dreams is not always gentle. It will challenge you. It will stretch you. It may even bring you to your knees. But every challenge you face is not a sign to quit. It is a sign that you are growing into the person your dream requires. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it is always necessary. The universe does not hand greatness to those who ask for an easy road. It gives greatness to those who dare to keep walking, even when the night is long and the winds are unkind. Every hardship is shaping you, preparing you, strengthening you. The echo of your dream grows louder each time you rise after falling. There will be moments when you feel alone, moments when your dream seems too far, too faint, too fragile to survive another day. But even in these moments, remember this truth. No dream planted in your heart is ever alone. The Creator, the universe, life itself stands behind every dream that is rooted in purpose. You do not walk this road empty-handed. You carry your strength, your hope, your resilience, and the silent belief of every dreamer who walked before you. Their spirits rise with you. Their courage flows through you. And if they could stand again, they would tell you that dreams are not achieved by the mighty. They are achieved by the persistent. So when doubt visits your doorstep, when fear tries to steal your voice, when the weight of the world presses hard against your chest, pause and listen. Listen to that echo inside you, the one that has never abandoned you. It is your soul reminding you of who you are. It is your destiny reminding you that the dream is still alive. And as long as you choose to rise, as long as you choose to try again, that dream will not die. It will wait for you. It will grow with you. And one day, because you refuse to give up, it will become the life you were always meant to live. Courage is the bridge between you and your vision, and it is built one trembling step at a time. So many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect skill, the perfect confidence before they dare to chase what their hearts are aching for. But perfection has never been the requirement for greatness. The only true requirement is courage. Courage to begin while you're uncertain, courage to walk forward even when your legs are shaking, courage to trust that the very act of moving will teach you what stillness never could, Courage does not demand that you be fearless. It only asks that you allow your hope to be louder than your fear. When you decide to step toward your dreams, you will feel the tremble of doubt crawling up your spine. You will hear those old voices trying to convince you that you are not ready, not worthy, not capable. But remember this: courage is not the absence of those voices. Courage is the decision to rise above them. It is the moment you say, I am afraid, but I will not surrender. It is the fire in your spirit that refuses to be extinguished by uncertainty. Courage does not promise that the path will be smooth, but it promises that you will grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient with every step you take. There will be days when your courage feels thin, stretched out by exhaustion, or worn down by disappointment. You will question yourself. You will wonder if the dream is too far away or too difficult to reach. But every great dreamer has walked through these valleys. Every person who has achieved something meaningful has faced nights where courage felt like a flickering candle in a storm. Yet even a single flame can light the way if you protect it, and you protect it by continuing to move forward, slowly, gently, faithfully. Courage grows when you use it, just as muscles grow stronger with strain and repetition. Think of the bridges you have already crossed in your life. Think of the moments when you were terrified but still moved forward. You survived heartbreak, yet love still lives within you. You survived failure, yet ambition still burns in your chest. You survived loss, yet hope continues to rise in your spirit. These are not small things. These are not ordinary victories. They are proof that courage has always been your companion, even when you didn't notice it. Courage is woven into your story. It is a part of your foundation, and it will continue to carry you as you reach toward what is yours. When you walk toward your dream, you honor the most truthful version of yourself. You acknowledge that what you desire has meaning, weight, and purpose. And when you choose courage, you allow that truth to take shape in the world. You give your vision a chance to breathe. You give your future a chance to unfold. The bridge between where you are and where you long to be will not build itself. It rises through every brave choice you make, every bold whisper of I can, every step you take, despite the trembling in your hands. And as you walk steadily across that bridge, you will come to see that courage was never just a tool. It was the very force that transformed the impossible into the inevitable. Your struggles are sculpting you, though in the moment it may feel as if life is chipping away pieces you desperately want to keep. Hardship has a way of arriving uninvited, unsettling your peace, and shaking the foundations you thought were solid. But even in those moments when everything feels scattered, something profound is happening within you. Struggle is not a sign that you are broken. It is evidence that you are being shaped. Pressure does not come to destroy diamonds. It comes to reveal them. And the same is true for you. Every challenge, every setback, every heavy season is carving out a strength in you that comfort could never create. There are days when pain feels personal, as though life has singled you out for lessons you never asked to learn. You may wonder why the road seems steeper for you, why losses come in waves, why progress feels slow and fragile. But growth rarely introduces itself as something gentle. It often comes disguised as disappointment, as difficulty, as unanswered questions. What feels like destruction is often preparation. What feels like loss is often clearing. Just as a sculptor chips away at a block of stone to reveal the beauty within, life removes the unnecessary pieces of you so the truest version can emerge. You are not being diminished, you are being defined. There will be moments when the weight of your struggle leaves you breathless. Moments when your spirit feels tired, when your hope grows faint, when your heart is carrying more than it knows how to hold. But even then, there is work happening beneath the surface. Strength is not built in the moments when everything is easy. Strength is born in the moments when you find the courage to rise again, even with trembling hands and a weary soul. Your resilience grows every time you refuse to let hardship have the final say. It grows every time you whisper, "I will try again," even when you feel like collapsing. These small acts of rising become the foundation of your power. Think about the challenges you have endured. Think about the nights when you cried quietly, hoping the world would not notice your breaking. Think about the battles you fought alone, the decisions you made when no one was watching. You survived them. You carried yourself through storms that would have swallowed others whole. You kept going even when you did not know where the road would lead. This is not weakness. This is not fragility. This is the evidence of a spirit that refuses to be defeated. Your struggles have not diminished you. They have deepened you. One day, you will look back at the moments you thought were breaking you and realize they were shaping you into someone wiser, someone stronger, someone capable of more compassion and more courage than you ever imagined. You will see that every hardship gave you something: clarity, resilience, empathy, patience, direction. Nothing was wasted, nothing was meaningless, and when you stand in the fullness of who you are becoming, you will understand that the struggle was not there to stop you. It was there to prepare you. It was sculpting you into a person capable of carrying your dreams with both strength and grace. You have already survived what others believe would have broken them, though you may not give yourself credit for it. Life has placed you in moments that demanded more strength than you thought you possessed, and yet you are still here, breathing, learning, rising. Sometimes we become so familiar with our own resilience that we forget how extraordinary it truly is. We overlook the mountains we climbed because our eyes are fixed on the next one. But the truth is this: your endurance is not ordinary. Your survival is not small. You have walked through storms that would have sent others searching for shelter long before you even considered resting. And still, you continued forward, one brave step at a time. Think about the nights when your heart felt heavy, when it seemed like the world was asking too much of you. Yet you carried yourself through those moments, even when you didn't know how. Think about the times you felt unseen or unheard, and still you kept speaking, kept trying, kept believing in the possibility of better days. Think about the disappointments that tightened around your chest, and yet you refused to let that tightness choke your hope. These are not small details of your life. They are proof of an inner strength that is deeper than you realize. You have scars that you may hide, but each one tells a story of a time when you refused to give up, a time when the weight pressed down on you and you pushed back, a time when confusion, loneliness, or heartache threatened to drown you, but you swam anyway. Sometimes survival feels too quiet to celebrate, but quiet victories are still victories, and you have collected more of them than you allow yourself to acknowledge. Every quiet rise, every silent recovery, every step you took after a fall is a part of the power you now carry. People may look at you and never know the battles you've fought. They may never understand how many times you've rebuilt yourself, how many times you've stood on shaky ground but stood anyway. But you know, deep within you, you remember every moment you thought you would break, and every moment you didn't. That memory is your proof. It is your anchor when life begins to feel overwhelming again. It is your reminder that you are far stronger today because of everything you have endured. And the most remarkable part is that your survival has not made you hard. It has made you wiser. It has made you more compassionate, more aware, more grounded than you would have been without the struggle. You understand pain, so you respect joy. You know what it means to lose, so you cherish what stays. You have tasted fear, so you honor bravery. You have lived through storms, so you know how to appreciate even the smallest rays of sunlight. Your strength is not loud or boastful. It is steady, humble, and undeniable. So when new challenges rise, remember who you are. Remember what you've already come through. Remember the moments you thought would break you, but instead built you. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not forget that you have already lived through chapters that others could not imagine surviving. You rose then, and you will rise again, stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. The world needs the song only you can sing, though you may not always believe it. Sometimes life convinces you that your voice is too small, your gifts too quiet, your dreams too delicate to matter. You look around and see others shining, louder, faster, brighter, and you begin to wonder if your melody has any place in this vast, busy world. But understand this truth. There is a sound inside you that no one else on this earth can create. Your voice carries a tone shaped by your pain, your joy, your history, your victories, and your wounds. No one has walked your path. No one has felt your exact heartbreak. No one has risen from your precise struggles. That is why your song is irreplaceable. It exists because you exist. Too often we silence ourselves because we fear judgment, rejection, or misunderstanding. We shrink because someone once told us we were not enough, or because the world made us believe that our worth depended on applause. But real purpose does not wait for permission. Real calling does not dim itself to fit someone else's comfort. The song inside you is meant to rise even when your confidence falls. It is meant to spill into the world, even if your voice trembles at first. And here is the beauty of it. Your song does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be honest. Authenticity, not perfection, is what touches hearts. The world is full of noise, but it is starving for authenticity. There will be moments when you feel unheard. You may speak, create, give, try, and feel as if the world is looking past you. But silence does not mean absence of impact. Many of the greatest influences in life are quiet ones. A gentle word at the right moment, a story that reaches someone long after it was told, a dream lived boldly that inspires others from the shadows. Your song may not echo loudly at first, but it will find the ears that need it. And once it does, it will wake something in them, courage, hope, belief, that only your voice could awaken. Your uniqueness is not an accident. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you dream, these were not given to you randomly. They are threads of a masterpiece still unfolding. When you hide your gifts, when you silence your voice, when you bury your dreams out of fear, the world loses something precious. There is someone, somewhere, waiting for the words only you can speak, the light only you can shine, the truth only you can live. Someone's breakthrough is tied to your bravery. Someone's healing is connected to your honesty. Someone's hope is awakened by seeing you keep going. And remember this, your song will change as you grow. The melody that rises from you in pain is different from the one that rises from you in joy. Both matter, both teach, both inspire. You don't need to have everything figured out to share your voice. You don't need to be at the finish line to offer your gift. Your journey itself, the rising, the falling, the learning, the standing again, is a powerful part of your song. When you choose to keep singing in the midst of uncertainty, you show others what resilience sounds like. So do not bury what makes you different. Do not quiet what makes you alive. Dare to let your voice rise, shaky, soft, bold, growing, and trust that it belongs in the world. Your song may begin as a whisper, but whispers have changed nations. Whispers have softened hearts. Whispers have saved lives. And yours will too. The world is waiting for your melody, and no one else can sing it for you. Failure is a lesson, not a conclusion, though in the moment it may feel like the end of everything you hoped for. When something you poured your heart into falls apart, when the results you prayed for never arrive, when the door you knocked on stays tightly shut, it is easy to believe that the universe is telling you to quit. But failure is not a tombstone. It is a teacher. It arrives not to bury you, but to show you what you could not see before. It pushes you to look deeper, think wiser, and rise stronger. Every disappointment carries a message if you are willing to listen. There are times when failure feels personal. It touches you in places you thought were protected. It bruises your confidence, shakes your faith, and makes you question your worth. But even in the sting of it, there is a quiet truth. Failure does not define you unless you hand it the power to do so. What defines you is what you choose next, whether you treat that moment as your ending or as the lesson it was meant to be. You are not the mistake you made. You are the courage that rises after it. You are the wisdom that forms from it. You are the strength that grows because of it. When you fail, something sacred happens. The illusion that everything must go perfectly begins to break. And in that breaking, you discover a new kind of freedom, the freedom to try again without the burden of perfection, the freedom to experiment, learn, adjust, and adapt. Failure teaches you what success cannot. Success tells you what worked once. Failure tells you how to build it better. Success can inflate the ego, but failure expands the soul. It stretches your understanding, deepens your compassion, and humbles your spirit enough for real growth to begin. Think of the moments in your life when something didn't go the way you planned. Maybe you loved someone who didn't love you back. Maybe you invested in something that crumbled. Maybe you stepped into a dream that felt too heavy to carry. And yet today, you can look back and see how those experiences shaped you. You can see how your perspective shifted, how your boundaries strengthened, how your purpose became clearer. You didn't just survive those failures, you evolved because of them. They sharpened your intuition. They taught you what to hold on to and what to release. They guided you toward the path that was meant for you all along. There is wisdom hidden in every fall. Wisdom that whispers, not like this, or not here, or not yet. It may hurt to hear it, but it is a form of protection, a redirection wrapped in discomfort. Life sometimes closes doors to save you from walking into rooms that are not yours. Failure is not rejection, it is refinement. It trims away what does not serve your purpose so that you can rise into what does. And when you choose to try again, you do not start from the beginning. You start from experience. You start with knowledge. You start with a clearer understanding of who you are and what you want. That is why you must not fear failure. You must not see it as the end of your story. It is simply a chapter, a difficult one, yes, but also one that prepares you for everything that comes next. So when you stumble, when you fall, when you lose what you thought you couldn't live without, pause and breathe. Then listen to what the moment is teaching you, because every failure carries within it the seeds of your next rise. And when you rise after learning, you rise wiser, stronger, and far more unstoppable than before. Rise even when you are tired, because rising has never been about feeling strong. It has always been about choosing to move, even when your body, your heart, and your mind feel heavy. There will be mornings when the sun climbs into the sky, but your spirit does not rise with it. There will be nights when exhaustion settles into your bones like a weight you cannot shake. You will feel worn, stretched thin, and unsure if you have anything left to give. But even in that exhaustion, there lives a quiet power, the power to stand, the power to try, the power to take one more step, however small it may be. Rising does not demand that you be full of energy. It only asks that you refuse to surrender to the heaviness. There are seasons in life when your dreams feel demanding, seasons when every step forward seems to cost you something, your comfort, your time, your rest. You may feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities you carry, by the expectations placed upon you, by the goals you set for yourself. You may whisper to yourself, "I am tired," and that whisper is valid. You are human, not a machine. You were not built to be unbreakable. But hear this truth: tired does not mean defeated. Tired does not mean finished. Tired does not mean incapable. It simply means you are in motion, giving effort, growing, stretching, becoming. Exhaustion is often the evidence of your commitment. Sometimes the world glorifies strength that looks effortless, but real strength is not effortless. Real strength shows up in the weary. It shows up in the person who continues despite the tremble in their hands. It shows up in the soul that feels drained, but still believes there is something worth fighting for. Rising while tired is not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of devotion. It says, I may not have much left, but I still have enough to move. And often that single movement is what keeps your dream alive. You don't have to leap. You don't have to run. Sometimes rising is simply the act of refusing to stay down when you want to rest forever. There will be moments when fatigue tries to convince you to let go of your vision, to settle for less than you deserve, to stop reaching for what your heart knows is meant for you. Your mind may play tricks on you. It may whisper that your effort hasn't shown results fast enough. It may question whether the dream is even worth the energy. But remember, progress is not always visible. Growth is not always loud. Some of the most powerful transformations happen quietly beneath the surface while you feel like nothing is changing at all. Your tired seasons are often your most transformative ones because they teach you resilience, discipline, and depth. And yet, rising when tired does not mean ignoring your need for rest. Rest is not the opposite of rising. Rest is a part of rising. Sometimes standing up for yourself means sitting down for a moment. Sometimes choosing to continue means pausing long enough to breathe. You are not meant to burn yourself to ashes for your dream. You are meant to build yourself into someone capable of holding it. Rest so you can rise, not so you can quit. Rest so you can return stronger, not so you can walk away. There is wisdom in stepping back just long enough to gather your strength again. When you rise, even in your exhaustion, something beautiful happens. You prove to yourself that your commitment is deeper than your fatigue. You remind yourself that your purpose is bigger than your weariness. You show the world and yourself that you are guided by something stronger than tired muscles or a weary mind. You are guided by a dream that refuses to let you sleep forever. You rise because your spirit knows the way forward, even when your body wants to stop. And with every tired rise, you transform into someone who cannot be shaken by difficulty, someone who has learned that persistence is not about perfection. It is about showing up again and again, even when your strength feels small. And that small strength, repeated, becomes unstoppable. Your dreams are bigger than your circumstances, even on the days when your reality feels tight, heavy, and unmovable. Life has a way of placing walls around you, walls of doubt, walls of limitation, walls built from other people's opinions, from your past mistakes, from the fears you never asked to feel. And when those walls rise high, it becomes easy to believe that your dream is too far, too fragile, too unrealistic to survive inside the life you are currently living. But dreams are not confined by circumstances. Circumstances are temporary. Dreams are the blueprint of who you are becoming. They live in a space untouched by your current struggles, untouched by your present limitations. What you face today may feel overwhelming, but what lives within you is greater than anything life has set before you. There are moments when your circumstances try to convince you otherwise. You may be surrounded by lack of support, lack of opportunity, lack of clarity. You may be wrestling with responsibilities that leave you drained, with challenges that feel too heavy to carry. You may look at your life and think, how can I dream from here? How can I rise from this? And the answer is found not in your circumstances, but in your spirit. Your spirit is bigger than frustration, bigger than fear, bigger than any obstacle that stands in your way. You may be confined physically, emotionally, or financially for a season, but your vision remains limitless. It sits above your struggle, waiting for you to reach toward it. Too often, we measure our future by what we see right now. We think that because today feels small, tomorrow must be small too. We think that because we are surrounded by difficulty, we cannot possibly grow something extraordinary from this soil. But some of the most magnificent trees are born from seeds pushed into dark, hard ground. The seed does not complain about the dirt. It does not say, this place is too heavy, too cold, too deep. It rises anyway. It grows toward a light it cannot yet see. You are that seed. Your dream is that potential. And the dirt of your circumstances is not there to bury you. It is there to grow you. Circumstances shift. Seasons change. What feels permanent today may not hold the same weight tomorrow. A situation that looks impossible right now may turn into the very doorway you needed. Life has a way of rearranging itself for those who refuse to stop moving. Your circumstances do not define your destiny, they only define this moment. And this moment is not the whole story. It is only a page, not the entire book. If you judged someone's entire life by a single paragraph, you would misunderstand the beauty of their journey. Do not make that mistake with your own story. Give yourself the grace to turn the page. Your dream did not come to you by accident. It came because you are capable of carrying it. It came because there is something inside you that is greater than the obstacles around you. There is a power in you that circumstances cannot touch. The world may try to limit you, but your vision will always lift you. The obstacles may rise, but your determination rises higher. And no matter how loud your circumstances may seem, they cannot silence a soul that is determined to rise. So when your situation feels too tight, too difficult, too painful, remind yourself that this is not the end. You were built for more than what surrounds you. Your dream is bigger than your environment, bigger than your challenges, bigger than the stories your circumstances try to tell you. And one day, when you stand in the fullness of the life you are meant to live, you will look back and realize that your circumstances were never a cage. They were the ground from which you learned to grow wings. Hope is a habit you must practice daily because it is not a feeling that comes easily or automatically. It is a choice you make, moment by moment, even when the world is heavy and your heart feels weary. Hope is not pretending that everything is perfect or that challenges do not exist. It is refusing to let those challenges have the final word. It is the quiet, steady voice inside you that says, "This is not the end. Something better is coming. I will rise again." And like any habit, hope grows stronger the more you feed it, the more you nurture it, the more you allow it to guide your actions instead of letting fear and doubt take the lead. Some days, hope will feel fragile. You may wake to disappointment, setbacks, or the weight of things you cannot control. You may look at the obstacles in front of you and feel small, powerless, or unseen. But even in those moments, hope is a lifeline. It is the thread that connects where you are to where you are going. It is what allows you to imagine a future beyond the difficulties of today. The simple act of believing, of refusing to give up, of holding on to the possibility of change becomes a practice that strengthens your soul. Every time you choose hope, even when it is difficult, you are training yourself to rise above despair. Hope does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it is a whisper in the morning, a soft reminder to take one more step. Sometimes it is a quiet glance at the sky, a deep breath, or a gentle refusal to give in to discouragement. You may not notice it at first, but the repetition of hope builds resilience. It teaches you patience when life moves slowly, courage when the road is steep, and persistence when results seem invisible. Hope is not a magic wand, but it is a steady companion that reminds you of your inner strength and the possibilities that exist even when they feel distant. The people who achieve greatness, who live with purpose, who change the world, are not those who never face despair. They are those who never let despair win. They practice hope daily. They rise again and again, not because everything is easy, but because they refuse to surrender their vision of what could be. Hope gives you the energy to keep going when your body is tired, when your mind doubts, and when your circumstances seem too heavy. It keeps your spirit alive, and it quietly guides you toward the future you cannot yet see. When you nurture hope, it begins to ripple outward. It affects your decisions, your relationships, and your actions. It shapes the way you face difficulty and the way you lift others along the way. Even in moments of fear, uncertainty, or loss, hope gives you the courage to imagine solutions, to seek light, to keep moving forward. Hope is not naive. Hope is deliberate. It is choosing to believe in yourself, to believe in tomorrow, and to believe that your dreams are still possible, even when the evidence around you seems to say otherwise. Each day you practice hope, you are building an unshakable foundation for the life you are meant to live. So feed your hope, guard it, nurture it. Let it be the habit that carries you through storms, the compass that points you forward when you cannot see the path, and the quiet flame that reminds you that no matter how dark the night feels, the morning is coming. Hope is not passive, it is a daily act of courage, a daily refusal to surrender, and a daily affirmation that your dreams are worth fighting for. When you practice hope every day, it will grow until it becomes unstoppable, guiding you toward the life you were always meant to live.